Chapter 818. Assistant? Yes. Go out and assist the first princess in escorting those ladies out. They clearly seem unfit to continue attending the funeral. As the fighting had quieted down, Kishir's voice effortlessly captured everyone's attention. Expressions of shock, as if questioning the sanity of his action, furrowed brows, murmurs, and whispers filled the air. Either sensed this as the perfect opportunity to make a natural exit. With a single statement, Kishir could put Duke Honey to shame while assisting Myra and facilitating his own departure. Truly, the art of his eloquence was unmatched. And Duke Honey, finally acknowledging Kishir's presence, turned his head. What a delight to see your face here. Despite the impossibility of not having seen Kishir upon entering, Duke Honey behaved as if he had just noticed him. Beneath his seemingly relaxed gaze lay a thick layer of unfriendly and condescending sentiment. Either surmised that Duke Honey's late arrival was likely a calculated move to snub Kishir in this manner. Given his past behavior, it wouldn't be surprising if his tardiness was just to ingeniously belittle and undermine others. Duke Honey's pretense of seeing Kishir for the first time was undoubtedly offensive. However, Uther had no concerns for Kishir. In matters of wit and words, he believed firmly that no one would match the skill of Kishir Lahore. And indeed, Kishir did not betray that belief. "Oh, Duke Honey, do you see me?" "What?" "Ah, what a relief. I was deeply concerned that your late arrival and avoidance of eye contact with others meant you couldn't recognize people anymore. Thankfully, that doesn't seem to be the case, and one less worry for the Empire." Whoa, Kishir just called this guy blind, and also stating that he was late because probably nobody else mentioned it, and now he's being scolded by a much younger guy. But can he say anything? He's an imperial bloodline. I love Kishir. Duke Honey's eyes twitched momentarily, a sign of irritation. The southern nobles glanced at each other, their bodies tensing in the suddenly tense atmosphere. Regardless, Kishir simply smiled and gestured with his hand. But that aside, there are duties to be performed. What are you waiting for, assistant? Why aren't you following my command? Understood. Uther bowed in agreement and moved forward. However, as he took a few steps, Duke Honey immediately raised his hand to stop him. This is my son's funeral. It's laughable for a third party to intervene in a minor family disturbance. I won't permit you to come any closer. Step back. He is not a third party, but a distinguished guest. It was I who requested Duke Paleta to come here. It was Myra, not Kishir, who interrupted Duke Honey. Until moments ago, she had been biting her lips in shock from her father's manipulations. But now, her eyes, sharp as blades, even through her veil, clearly expressed her stance. I ordered their removal before you did, father. When I said I would have the noisy ones escorted out, you said nothing. Wasn't that an agreement with my decision? Do you think all silence implies consent, Myra? Your meddling is excessive. It's understandable given your youth and lack of discernment. But now, step back. What will others think of you? My words are not merely interference, but a frank statement concerning the honor of the Honey family. If a word once spoken by a member of House Honey is so easily overturned, who would take Honey's word seriously? This was also something father himself said. With a defiant gaze towards her father, Myra boldly continued her speech, long enough for all to hear. In the heavy atmosphere, akin to the depths of deep waters, no one dared to interrupt their conversation. However, it was then that Kishir burst into a loud laughter, piercing the silence. Duke Honey always had a way with interesting words, wondering what others might think. Surely they would see the next heir of Honi as astute and well educated, much like myself. Isn't that right, General Gino? Caught off guard, General Gino momentarily fell silent but soon joined in with a calm smile. Yes, I have been thinking the same. The young first princess's abilities are remarkable. It said she played a significant role in stabilizing Charlemagne, and today proves these words were not empty. Truly, a great person comes from great parents. With this, Duke Honi was put in a position where he could no longer casually oppose Myra's words. Any attempt to dismiss her now and flaunt his own influence would only make him appear ridiculous. During Duke Honi's momentary silence, Myra drew the final nail. As father says, I'm still young. There may be times when my judgment is not clear. However, my sincere desire for the peace of Ashraf and my actions guided by my learning are genuine. Myra then turned to address Yudhar. Baron Ale, please assist in the removal of these people. It's a small task to ask of the assistant of the commander of the cavalry and the hero of the West, but it cannot be helped. This was the first time Myra had addressed Yudhar as Baron Ale, a deliberate move to reveal his identity in front of everyone. The nobles, now fully aware of Yudhar's identity, began murmuring with a different undertone. Duke Honi too looked at Yudhar as if realizing the person he considered no more significant than a pebble on the road was actually a living being. A mix of discomfort and a hint of interest, along with a look of condescension, filled Duke Honi's eyes as he spoke. Aha, so the Baron of common birth, the subject of rumors, is here. ... This guy just wants a fight. I have heard much about you, catching a monster as large as a mountain without laying a hand on it. I was quite curious. His words trailed off, but his gaze conveyed a less than favorable intention. Yudhar, with a deep and unresponsive gaze, simply looked back at Duke Honi. Meeting his gaze, Duke Honi smirked and tilted his head. Indeed, my daughter speaks truth. Words spoken by a Honi must not be carelessly retracted, and that applies to my words as well. Therefore, perhaps I should add another request for the hero of the West. After saying so, Duke Honi cast a nervous glance at Ashraf's mother and the woman who had been slapped, observing them indifferently. You may escort them out, but do it quietly without laying a hand on them, ensuring they leave on their own accord. I haven't seen the Awakeners once up close, but if you bear the title of Hero of the West, you should be capable of that much, right? Father! Myra, I will not tolerate any more disturbances, as you wish. This guy just doesn't know the powers Yudhar has. 1. Fire. He can just show a fire in his palm and they'll be scared and run out. 2. Wind can push them out. 3. Ground can push them out again. And he has magic, probably will not showcase that. But can we not forget Yudhar's charm? His cold, ice-like, expressionless face, which is so freaking charming that swooped the commander of the cavalry right off his feet multiple times. That face, yeah, that will make them shudder and leave on their own accord. He doesn't even have to lift a finger. Most people thought it was an impossible request, deliberately set by Duke Honi. Even someone with great abilities, how could they possibly make those women leave quietly without touching them? But at that moment, Yudhar wasn't alarmed by Duke Honi's words. Instead, he was fixated on the violently shaking shadow cast over the coffin of Ashraf. It seemed that no one else in the church was aware of it due to the ongoing events, but Yudhar could clearly sense it. It was a danger signal from Gokane. Something had happened, or was about to happen. Simultaneously, as Yudhar became aware of this, his skin prickled, and he acutely felt the air sharpen. something was approaching from outside, heading towards them. Before Duke Honey could finish speaking, Ydir raised his hand high. At that instant, accompanied by an enormous noise, the giant stained glass window at the center of the chapel shattered into pieces. People screamed and rolled on the floor. The ground shook and wind roared through. It was impossible to discern what had occurred as everything flickered black. The congregation braced for an imminent impact. Many instinctively thought of death. However, when the trembling subsided and they opened their eyes, they witnessed an astonishing scene. Despite the massive stained glass window, 3 stories high, being completely shattered, no one inside the chapel was injured. This was because of a dome-shaped barrier seemingly formed by water flowing from Ydir's outstretched hand, which protected everyone inside. ... But that was not all. From his other hand, wind swirled fiercely, and the raised ground in front of him seemed to be stopped by an invisible force. The flames that had toppled over the coffin hovered in mid-air, burning nothing but not extinguishing, casting light around. In a scene akin to a miracle, Ydir turned his head towards Duke Honey, who had fallen to the ground, and spoke. "Did you just ask me to remove people without laying a hand on them? ... It seems everyone can now leave through the hole over there." Ydir and his aura.